What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 15th day of March. We're halfway through this month, you guys. We got a little bit of time left. We're technically just under halfway through the month, but I digress. I am so excited, man. We've got Adam and Eve patterns all over the market. It's crazy. And this one is rather large, my friends. This one is rather large. The implications here could be grand. I'm not going to bore you with the same old rhetoric, right? We can sing the sweet fairy tale stories before bed, but let's save that for later, okay? Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out. We don't just have that Adam and Eve pattern there, but we also have this, to me, what seems like an Eve and Eve pattern here. Yes, this can be considered an Eve and Eve pattern. I've seen them play. You can tell me all you want that Eve and Eves or Adam and Eves, they're double bottom patterns only. This is not a double bottom, that's a higher low. Okay, in my going on 10 and a half years of doing technical analysis, almost 11 years, guys, crazy. I have seen this exactly play out. And if you don't want to call it an Eve and Eve pattern, you want to call it something else, whatever, guess what? I've seen it play out exactly how you would analyze an Eve and Eve pattern. So whatever you want to call it. Slanted Eve and Eve. There's slanted head and shoulders patterns. There could be slanted double bottom patterns, right? And maybe it's not a double bottom. Maybe we can agree there that it is a higher low, but still the pattern structure, it's very similar. Looks like a lopsided set of glorious little bastards, that's for sure. If we're looking at this on the 4 hour, I think this is positive structure. Anytime you have a flat top with ascending lows, that's a good thing. It's like an ascending triangle. Can we all agree that it might look like that? It's not the prettiest, but it kind of, you put the lines on there, it looks pretty good. It looks good enough. Here it looks a little bit less obvious, but I think it is still there. We look at the 1 hour time frame. Man, Bitcoin Cash is sticking true to its name here, guys, being volatile as it can be. Even in these boring times, we get a little bit of volatility. It's nice to see. I'm wondering what's going on over the weekend that's causing this. 1 hour time frame, the RSI to me, very tenacious, very methodical, very bullish overall, but we are taking a bit of a bearish turn. Class, do you know why? We've gone from getting into the overbought zone to rejecting beforehand. We've gone from a kind of consistent sideways reading here to now we're starting to get oversold. We're rejecting the overbought zone and we're getting lower lows and lower highs, right? That's why it's bearish. The stochastics are clearly bearish at the moment. And the MACD, choppy sideways price. It's inconsistent, but it is taking a little bit of a bearish turn as well. Okay, so likely we do come down. I don't care about the wicks. We probably do come down. Bitcoin's probably going to come down over the coming days. Bitcoin Cash probably comes down over the coming days as well. There's not going to be too much coming to the upside for this little set, at least not yet. But we are going to come all over the upside here in this coming week, I would say. If I say coming again, it's too early for drinking, so maybe just put the video on pause and don't watch any more of it. I don't know. That's 4 hour time frame. If we're looking at the 4 hour time frame now, the RSI has been in a very, very positive structure for quite some time. And it might seem like we've broken out of this positive structure here or even here, and we did both times right here, but we're still upholding the overall base trajectory. We can come down and bounce right off of this level. That would bounce us off of not just the trajectory, but also off of the 50 level in the RSI. We could even get a slightly lower low with the RSI there, and maybe we get a higher low in the closing price. We get some hidden bullish divergence. Whatever the case may be, I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin Cash went back below 560. I would be surprised if we went too much below there, though. I mean, it's not pretty again. I don't think that we're going to come down and touch this line, but I would be surprised if we went below 550 or 450. I'd be very surprised if we did. I'm not expecting that we go below this low. But it could happen. Maybe we do. Maybe, right? We went below this low here, but we were still upholding the higher low trend overall, the higher low dynamic. It can happen. But if we do, barely. I have a hard time believing that we get below 453. Okay, we're at 463. So at most a $10 drop, at least like a $5 drop, something like that, should be on its way over the next couple of days, over the next 3 days maybe. Positive structure overall. As long as we maintain that, good. We lose that, we'll go from there. Stochastics are weird. The price action is choppy and sideways. Not going to worry about it. Same thing with the MACD. Let's move on to the daily time frame. Hold on real quick, you guys. Let me just make sure. Sorry, guys. Here, I'll be right back. 1 second, okay? All right. Okay. Just had to deal with nothing at all, really. Anyways, let's see. Let's see here. Daily time frame. The RSI is rejecting the 50 at this point. That's not necessarily a positive look. We've rejected the 50 before and come back fine. You know, we've done it before and we got into the oversold area. I would prefer not to see this because that is typically a bearish signal. But with everything else going on, I'm not really too worried about it. We are dealing with this overall kind of double, triple bottom here with Bitcoin Cash's RSI anyways. I have a lot of confidence that we will get above this point here. And from there, the question is, can we get overbought? We haven't been overbought, I mean, since July of 2025. So I would hope we do. I would hope that we do get overbought. Overbought territory typically resembles a breakout, though I would expect that we break out of this range well before we get overbought. So I mean, maybe the overbought territory would come with getting up toward these areas. Whenever we do break out of this zone here, my expectation is that we'll go somewhere between $500 at a minimum to about 500. I mean, maybe like $550 at a maximum. Something in this zone, right, where we found resistance before, where we found support before, support right here, support right there, right, turbulence throughout. It makes sense to me based on the price action. It also makes sense to me if we take this high to low here on the fibs. That's the 382 to 0.5 area. Bitcoin Cash, you know, it loves finding resistance right here just above the 0.5. And sometimes it's common enough to actually find resistance just above the 382 as well. So something in this area I think is likely going to happen. 500 to 550. We'll find some resistance. We'll come back down, find support, and then likely continue to move up. That's what we're looking for. We want to continue to move up. We want this overall W structure to really come to life. And if it does, we're on our path up to prices that are likely above this here and above $700 overall. I don't really have anything else to say. Nothing new. I'm very confident that we are going to see a bullish week unfurl for the crypto market as a whole, for altcoins specifically, and for your top 10 coins as well, your blue chip cryptos. I also believe, and if Bitcoin Cash is number 11, whatever, let's count it in the top 10. Okay, it'll be there soon enough. I also believe that not just this next week, but probably going into the end of April, things should pick up a little bit in a positive way. So exciting times ahead for weeks to come. That's the expectation. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hopefully the exciting times aren't slow and low. Hopefully they're a little bit more sporadic and chaotic, like we like them to be with Bitcoin Cash. Hopefully it's not like this. Hopefully it's a little less this, a little less this. Where are we? A little bit more this. Yeah, a little bit more of that. A little bit of that, right? A little bit of this. That's hopefully what we see. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.